Did Morse Kohansky, the Aztecs, and Nordic tribes have it right all along? Let's talk about some neck knives. Well, good morning and welcome back to the channel. My trusty sidekick Benji and I are out here today doing a little hiking and going to showcase some neck knives. So, what are the advantages to carrying a neck knife? And before I begin, I'd like to be 100% transparent in that I only carry a neck knife around my neck during the winter. The reason behind that is I typically wear a long shell when the weather is bad, if it's snowing or raining. I like having a neck knife as opposed to a belt knife. Easier access. When that coat is hanging over your belt, kind of tough. It takes two hands to pull your coat up and access your knife. So during those times of year, I like to carry a neck knife. So today I have brought 5 out here to showcase. Now a neck knife generally is under 4 inches in blade length. Most of the time it's actually under 3 inches in blade length. Small handle and very compact. So let me put this T down and show you what I'm talking about. So the first one we're looking at today is the BK11. So the BK11 is also known as the Becker Necker. Very popular blade for neck knife carry or as a secondary blade in your pack. You see this one has an attachment to ride on your pack or your belt or your pocket. So yeah, the BK is a nice option if you're looking for a neck knife. It's actually got a little bottle opener on it. Pretty handy. So what are the disadvantages to wearing a neck knife? Obviously, if you're kind of like me and you don't necessarily like things hanging from your neck, that can be a little uncomfortable. And during those cold months, I have usually layers on, so I don't feel that sort of tug on my neck. So I don't necessarily mind that so much that time of year. Another disadvantage is the compact size of neck knives has its drawbacks. So for example, if you are prepping food or something like that, generally, and I'll show you a knife that is not, a couple of knives that aren't good at all at food prep. All right, so another neck knife that I like to carry is the Morknief Eldris. So this is, you've seen this if you've watched my channel for any amount of time, and I actually have a video of a couple neck knives, the SC Azula 2 versus this knife. So if you're interested in that, you can check that out. But I do really like this knife. So this neck knife, in my opinion, has the best grip. And it is super small, so it does have its limitations, but it has a sharp spine, so I can strike a ferro rod with it, get a spark to start a fire. I also like the Scandi grind and the compound grind too. So it's kind of flat towards the tip and then Scandi grind through here. So yeah, the Morknief Eldris, relatively inexpensive. They've probably gone up a little bit in the past few years, but something else I'd like to mention, people that carry neck knives year round, I've seen a lot of them carry it with tip down. And so they're pulling out their knife like this. I don't prefer that. I think if my sheath has good retention, which all of them do, I prefer to carry it like this. And I know that people that carry neck knives for self-defense prefer to carry it like this as well because of this. It's more of it's an easier grab, a quicker grab. So I don't necessarily carry neck knives for self-defense, but those that do prefer tip up. So let's take a look at another one. Okay, so the next 2 neck knives that I'd like to show you are from the same company. So these are both CRKT minimalist designs, Foltz designs, and they are very compact and very small. So these knives definitely have limitations. This is the Spew with the Wharncliffe design. I do say that I like the way they have put this little bit of a lanyard on here, because otherwise it's just a 3-finger hold. And grip is something else that I'm kind of funny about. Now, the Becker, as much as I like that knife, it's only a 3-finger hold on it. The knife coming up that I'm going to show you, the Essie Izula 2, which you've seen in a video before, I can get my whole 4 fingers on it. But adding this lanyard to this little knife helps with the grip. So yeah, this is a very small neck knife, and a lot of people like that Wharncliffe design. Very, very acute tip. So if you were working, you know, if you were processing meat or something like that, this would probably be a pretty good knife for that as a secondary knife. Now, like I mentioned before, it's not going to be my primary knife. No neck knife and no knife this size is going to be my primary knife. If I'm going out in the wilderness, I'm not a hunter, but if I was, I would have a knife like this in case my primary 4 to 5 inch knife or 6-inch knife failed. So it could handle those tasks because it is a thin blade. But that is the Spew from CRKT. And another folks design and from CRKT is this small bugger. Now this guy right here is, that's a clip point design, and same type of 3-finger, a little more, there's more to grip on with this little knife. So you could definitely do some fine work with this. Again, with the lanyard to give yourself a little bit more to hold on to. But yeah, so CRKT, they have a whole line of these knives in different colors and different blade shapes. And so a lot of people will, you know, go for a CRKT minimalist, you know, because of its size. Perfect secondary knife to throw in your pack or to hang around your neck. So I've got one more knife I want to show you, and it's probably my favorite of the neck knives. So let's get to that. Okay, so the Essie Izula 2. Very good size neck knife. Now I know a lot of people carry this as a secondary knife as well. Now, as you can see, the grip, I can get four fingers with a little bit left over. This is probably what I carry the most. And if I'm going to carry a neck knife, I do like to rotate between that and the Mora Eldris. But the thing I like about this is, so for example, like last weekend when I was backpacking, I had this clip to my pack. And that's how you'll see me wear a neck knife 95% of the time. But I have carried it out in the snow and the rain and had it hang like this, and it's been perfect. So there again, tip up for quick access if need be. Okay, so what's your thoughts on carrying a neck knife? Do you carry it year round? Do you carry it a few months out of the year like I do? Do you carry it in bad weather with a heavy coat for easy access? What's your preferred way of carrying a neck knife? Is it around the neck, or is it on your belt, or is it in your pack? I'd be interested to find out people's thoughts on neck knives. And until next time, we'll see you. Peace.